Good evening and welcome to the channel. If you hear that noise in the background, that is my canner. It has been a busy weekend and I am not done yet. I've been working with turkey necks and that's what you see in this pot here. I have rinsed them 3 times. Now I'm going to get them in the instant vortex oven and dehydrate them. And if you'd like to see what I do with these turkey necks, stay tuned. In today's video, I am going to start making bone meal. And what I do is I take whatever bone I've been gifted or whatever bones I purchase, I use them for whatever purpose I use them for. These bones were used to make broth because I canned some soup. And so now I am going to use the remainder of these bones and make bone meal for the garden. So what I've done is after I've processed these in the instant pot, because that's how I process them today, I've rinsed them out or rinsed them off. Now I'm going to place them in my instant vortex oven, just randomly scattering them around, and I'm going to dehydrate them overnight. And once they have dried out completely, then I will take you onto the next step. So let me get these lined up on this aluminum foil and then I'll turn on the machine. So I'll be right back. If you don't have an instant vortex oven or any other type of dehydrator, you can dehydrate your bones in the oven. My oven is dirty. I've been doing a lot of work this weekend. I will clean up after I am done. So what I'm going to do is close it up, hit the dehydration button. It's going to dehydrate at 105 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to dehydrate for 8 hours, and I'm going to hit start. I'm going to set it and forget it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Two hours later.
I hope you can see my setup. I have just a paver stone inside of a box, and I'm gonna place just an old plastic bag on top of the paver stone, and I have an entire container full of bones that I've been keeping and dehydrating. I also have a bunch down here that won't fit inside of that container. Hang on, let me grab them and I'll show you. I have another bunch here that I need to crush down. So I'm going to start crushing these down. I'm going to use my 4-pound sledgehammer and see how far I can get with this. So let's get started. Before I start crushing down my bones and pulverizing them, I make sure that I have on some kind of eyewear, because in the event that something pops back, a bone pops back, I don't want to get hit in the eye with it or, hit in the face. So if you're going to do this, make sure that you do your best to protect your eyes. So I'm going to just take my sledgehammer and I'm just going to start, pulverizing the bones. As you've seen, I went ahead and smashed down the few bones that I had here. I do it a little bit at a time. And so I'm just taking the top of my sledgehammer, and I'm just lightly tapping it. I'm not beating it, trying to work out any aggressions of any kind. But that's a good idea if you have any frustrations or aggressions. This is a good way to get it out. And I just go head on and just beat them down. I try to keep the bones on the paver stone, and I just keep doing this until they are pulverized enough for me to put them in the garden. I don't want it to be too recognizable. I want it to be as dust-like as possible so that it will disintegrate over time into the garden and the garden can actually use it. And the reason why I'm not just like smacking it with the corner of the sledgehammer is if I do that, I'm going to have shards of bone all over the place. And I don't want that. I actually do want to keep this and get it into the garden. The whole point is to have bone meal. So I'm going to finish this up and then I'll be right back. Now, once I've gotten it to this state and it looks like that, now I can take this and I can put this in my garden mixer. I have a NutriBullet and I can take these pieces and put it in the NutriBullet and make it even finer. So I'm done with this. I'm going to keep doing the same process until I've pulverized all of my bones, and then I'm going to run this in the NutriBullet and then it's ready for the garden. And that, my friends and family, my garden fam, my kitchen fam, that is how I make my bone. Every now and again you'll have a bone that didn't dehydrate down well, and so it's not as brittle as the others. Just take your hammer and give it a good whack. Now I will put it in a bag. Of course that bag is going to get all beaten up and torn up, but I'll put it inside of a bag. I try not to use plastic, but sometimes I have no choice. And then I will give it a good whack and crack that bone. I feel like Thor. And then sometimes I feel like that lady in Misery. I don't know. It's a good feeling. So if you ladies are thinking about making your own, or even you gentlemen, whoever's watching this, if you're thinking about making your own bone meal, get yourself a really nice, this is a 4-pound sledgehammer, and just go out and give it a good whack. Save all of your bones. I get bones gifted to me. When I do happen to be making something with meat, if it has a bone in it, I will save those bones and just dehydrate, wash them, boil them down. I put them in the Instant Pot, cook them down, then I wash them off, I dehydrate them, and this is what I end up doing. And I tell you, sometimes after a long hard day, frustrating day at work, this really does the trick. It does the trick. So as you can see, I am cracking down the bones. I only have 4 more bones left out of all of those bones that I showed you. Just these are the last ones left. So I'm going to finish this and then I'll be right back. And if you like this tutorial, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share this video. And if you watch my videos every week and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I'd greatly appreciate it. It would truly help out my channel. Until I see you again, either in the kitchen or in the garden, I'll see you around real soon. Bye for now.